MLB Network brings you baseball from under the lights at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Game 2 of the final series of the year between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies.
And now, your 2023
live baseball here on MLB Network, and it comes your way next. Zach Wheeler is ready to go as he's on the mound for the Phils. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Matt, this guy's one of the best right-handed arms in the game of baseball. I was fortunate to be able to be at Phillies spring training camp a couple of years ago and watched him throw from the bullpen mound, and my mouth just dropped how good this guy is. He has that explosive fastball down in the zone, great assortment of off-speed pitches. This is one of the top pitchers in the game, and if he's on, good luck getting any knocks off this guy.
These Phillies, as they enter play here tonight, fellas, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Yeah, Matty V. And you know one thing you don't want to do here, D-Row, you've been on some good teams, not to lose focus at this point of the year, to keep the big picture in sight, because there is a postseason lurking, and it's so easy to get ahead of yourselves and not take the rest of the schedule serious.
I think the nice thing for this team is that they won the division. They will, for whatever happens, get a 5-game series. It's not that 1-game wild card, win or go home. This team can prepare themselves to battle and try and win 3 out of 5.
2 balls and a strike. His career line against Wheeler, just a 2-for-14 line, so advantage pitcher here. He also has 1 home run. The 2-1 home. Lifted the other way to left center. Meadows has it, and there's 1 away.
Batting second, the shortstop, Jalen Miller.
And now Jalen Miller. And as you check out his righty-lefty splits, no surprise that he hits better against southpaws than he does against right-handers. First pitch on the way.
Ball. 0-1, no strike.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And he'll try to check his swing here, but he'll have no such luck. It's strike 1. Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now.
Let's get it going, boys. Somebody's loose, hitting 98 with ease in the first inning.
Grounded to first. Hoskins gathers it in, and he'll take it onto the bag himself. 2 gone now here in the first. Stepping in next, Ronald Acuna. He enters play at number 6 in National League batting average.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
First pitch of the AB now. Fastball just off the inside corner.
Wouldn't mind the pitcher expanding the zone a little bit more and using his aggressiveness against them.
The 1-0.
Look at the radar gun on that slider. Off-speed pitch, 91 miles an hour. That's just pure filth.
Just getting started here in Philly. Very high, 2-1. Fouled away. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Lifted in the air out towards left center. Meadows is under this one. As he puts this one away, the side is retired. Braves are set down 1-2-3. So now the Phillies offense will see what they can do. No score. Mike Soroka gets the starting assignment for the Braves. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, this guy's had a really solid season, and what shows me that more than anything, solid 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio, and if he continues to do that, he'll pitch really well in this one.
Now into the box, Starling Marte. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The center fielder, Starling Marte.
Here it comes.
Inside, ball one.
Well, boys, these Braves, as they take the field here tonight, they came up a little short last time out, but they've still been one of the hotter teams around, winning 8 of their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, they got to find a way to put yesterday behind them. They got pounded without question, but today is a new day, and they regroup and grind and try and do the little things to try and win this ball game.
A ball and a strike to the Phillies leadoff man. Here's the 1-1. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. And that one yanked just foul. Here he comes again, 1-2. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. And there's the first out.
Batting second, the shortstop, Willie Adames.
So bases are empty with 1 out now. And up next will be Willie Adames. Here's the first pitch. One out, nobody on. And that misses 1-1. And now a pitch on the way. Fouled off. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Just an excellent job of bat head discipline right there. Able to go below the zone. That pitch is not a strike. That was actually a pretty nasty pitch, and he was able to go down and spoil it.
Now to the plate, Bryce Harper. He carries the 8th best batting average in the National League entering play.
What a powerhouse season, in the top 10 in home runs and runs batted in. He's also one of the most feared hitters in all of baseball.
First delivery to him.
That's a great sinker right there. These batters are going to have to bear down, because if he's got that good pitch working, it's going to be a long game. They might have to sit off speed.
Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. Time to check our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Freddie Ferguson.
You know, this is one of the guys behind the dish, Freddie Ferguson, Dan, that the rookies are going to have a tough time with. If you've played in the league for a little bit, you understand that he's got his own zone.
You touched on it, D-Roy. I think he rewards the veteran players, not only pitchers, but position players. He makes the younger players, he makes them earn their keep.
Now a swing, and the barrel of the bat breaks in 2 that time. But this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. From the belt, the pitch. And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
In now, Austin Meadows. Early swing there as he pulls it foul to the right side. He comes in with 24 homers to his credit so far this year. Now the 0-1. Adames leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. And another foul ball. Another 0-2 coming. Slider whiffed on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning. One left for Philadelphia. Still no score. Second inning set to go, and that brings in Freddie Freeman.
First baseman, Freddy Freeman.
First pitch on its way. As he'll take a look at ball 1. And he misses again, 2-0.
Pitching isn't always about getting everyone out. Sometimes it's about being smart and knowing when to pick your battles. He's been really careful with this hitter so far, and rightfully so.
The 2-0 on the way. And that misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving one up where he can really hurt you.
Set to get his evening at the plate started, Marcell Ozuna comes in hitting just a hair below .300 this season. From the stretch.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
The 1-0. Line hard to center field. Marte is there, and he has it for the first out.
Batting 6, the third baseman, Austin Riley.
Ready now is Austin Riley. First swings for him in this one with a runner still at first and one gone. Has a look, now the pitch. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The 1-0 is looked at for the first strike.
Hey, now he's got me confused up here. This is a known sinker baller out on the mound trying to roll a double play, and he throws him a four-seamer.
No score here as we play inning number 2. One and 2 now as that one's fouled off. From the stretch. And that's going to be high, 2-2 now.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he could go in right here.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Runner at first with 2 gone in the inning. And up next, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. He's set and the pitch.
Off the plate, ball one.
A runner on first with 2 away. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
No strike.
3-0 now.
He's really going to need to keep the walks down in this start. He's in danger of walking the second guy in 2 innings here.
That one's in there. 3-1.
You can really tell they're trying to keep the ball in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Wheeler pauses with the payoff pitch, and it's fouled away. Did well just to make contact there as he spoils off a good changeup. Neither guy giving in. Here's the next one. Hit the other way out toward right field. Harper gets there for the catch, and that ends the inning. Braves strand one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. So now to the plate, Rhys Hoskins, entering this one with a top 10 National League batting average mark.
What a terrific season this guy's having. Up near the leaders in batting average, without a doubt the highest average and the best hitter on this team.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. As he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty, it's strike one. The windup and the 0-1.
Going to need to make a little bit of an adjustment with his slider release and at least tempt the hitter that it's going to be a strike.
And he'll come back with one in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heater.
And a check swing here, but the bat clearly breaks the plane as he's set down for the first out.
Fooled him just enough with that pitch to get him to go around, according to the umpire. Sometimes it can be really tough for these big, strong guys because once they're committed to swinging, it's hard for them to slow their swings down, and that appeared to be the case there.
As with one away, he can't make contact on the first pitch. It's strike one.
Hey, that was a nasty pitch right there. Ton of rotation on that ball. You could almost see the red dot from up here. Nasty depth.
On to Freeman at first, and there are 2 away now. Rio Ruiz to the plate now, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. As he'll take a look at ball one. And he'll take this one as well. It's now 2-0 to the Philly third baseman. Bottom of the second here with no score. Late that time for a strike. A swing, and this one is blasted to right field. Nothing's gonna stop it. Into the second deck and gone. A solo shot here to straightaway right field. 32 now for the season, and the Phillies grab a 1-0 lead.
Oh, that swing has to feel good right there. If you look at the numbers, this guy does not give up many long balls. To take him deep in this spot certainly is huge.
Batting it.
And that'll bring in Adam Frazier. Grounded down the third baseline. And a good effort on the dive that time, but this will get by him for a base hit.
Hey, they always say hitting in the 8-hole in the National League is one of the toughest jobs to do because you're hitting in front of the pitcher. Not necessarily going to get pitched like an 8-hole hitter. You want to get out of that spot? Guess what? Newsflash. Be better. Because basically every other hitter in the lineup is hitting in front of you except the pitcher.
This he'll get caught chasing a bad one there. It's strike one. Phillies have an early 1-0 lead here in inning number 2. And that's up in the zone a bit, but a called strike. 0-2.
Down 0-2 to a guy with this much weaponry, 5 pitches he can go to, not looking good.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. The next 0-2. And a half-hearted swing there as they tie him up inside for the third strike, and the inning is over. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. We've played 2. It's now 1-0 Philadelphia. That'll bring in Phillip Ervin as we are all set to begin the third inning in this one.
Phillip Ervin.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
1-0.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
2-0 now. Outside, 3-0 now.
Just a little bit off to start the third now. That's 3 straight balls.
That one's in there, 3-1.
Hey, that's a heck of a pitch right there. If he's able to execute with that type of velocity, fastballs up and in, I can't imagine. Not only is he going to break a ton of bats today, but he's going to open up that down and away with the soft stuff later in the game.
Hit on the ground out to short. Adames scoops it up. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. Couldn't have been much closer at first, and as show track will demonstrate for us, it took a throw of over 90 miles an hour just to beat the hustling runner. Really an amazing show of arm strength on that play. So now to the plate, Mike Soroka. As he connects on the first pitch with a fly ball to center, and he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up Ozzie Albies. First pitch of the AB now. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. Throw cleanly into first, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We'll move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Phillies lead this one 1-0. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. Matt Vasgersian as Starling Marte steps in to start out the inning.
Starling Marte.
First pitch on its way. Starling Marte is at the plate as he watches ball 1. A ball and a strike. Now the pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. And this will wind up a foul ball. The 1-2. Shot down the line. It's a fair ball. On his way to second goes Marte. Not in time, and he's in there with a double. And this, of course, is a ballpark that yields a lot of doubles as we take a look at the team leaders for the most 2-base hits this year. And you can see that the Phillies are right on top of the NL in that category. Now it'll be Willy Adames. He singled first time up.
Yeah, and they take another single right here. That third base coach is dying to wave his arms. I wouldn't be surprised if anything hit hard through the infield. He's going to wave them.
First offering on its way. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. A runner at second, nobody out. Swing and a miss here, and he's behind in the count now, 0-2.
So back-to-back sliders for strikes. Does he come back with yet another?
Hey, that's back-to-back really good sliders. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw another one right here. Looks like he's got that slide ball in his back pocket right now.
And he's safe. So one gone here in the Philadelphia third, and that'll bring up Bryce Harper. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. A man at third with one away. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Struck him out. And now they'll likely need a base hit to get that runner home from third. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
Stepping in now, Austin Meadows. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Two outs here with a runner at third. And this winds up inside for a ball. 2-0 now.
With the runner on third, 2 outs, base open, and a good hitter at the plate, you have to be smart and not give in. If you walk this guy, so what? It's a lot worse if you give him a ball that he can hurt you on.
Hit sharply on the ground. Albies scoops it up. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Phillies strand one, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Now to bat, Jalen Miller. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest.
Still a big bagel in that hit column, and this is where the frustration can start setting in on a team if they're not careful. It's never a good feeling when you know the guy out there on the mound is completely shutting you down.
Into his windup, here comes the 1-0. Oh, much too tardy on the fastball. 1-1.
Hey, usually the second time through the order you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
The 1-2 pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
Acuna digs in now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Flew out in his only at bat so far. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And oh, looked like ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
He got a swing and a miss on that last pitch, but that's not the location he wants to live in against a hitter of this quality.
Fouled off wide at first, but boy, that had some zip on it. Braves are still looking to break into the hit column here. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2. Freddy Freeman there. He'll hit next. He jumps on this one. It's high and deep to center. And off the batter's eye for a home run. An impressive shot to dead center field. So it's a solo shot to dead center, number 36 on the year for him. And the Braves have now tied the ball game at 1.
Well, he hit a homer last night, too, so it's obvious that he's in a groove right now. My advice to this staff, don't give him anything he can extend his arms on. You do, and he's going to make you pay for it just like he did.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. He drew a base on balls his first time up. I had him reaching at thin air that time, and he's very quickly down 0-2.
Hey, I can't have one of my best left-handed power bats fishing for balls off the plate.
Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
Regardless of the result right here, to be down 0-2 and work it back to an even count, gotta feel like it's a win for the offense.
Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. The 2-2 one more time. Is a wave and a miss. He struck him out.
We know he's probably still thinking about that game-tying home run he just gave up, but I'm going to give him credit for not showing that it's bothering him. When you come back and strike out the next guy, it shows you've still got your head in the right place.
And that'll bring in Marcell Ozuna. Hit high and deep to left field. Meadows moving back at the track. Leaps high at the wall as he makes the catch. And he took away extra bases right there. One more time. Full extension in left field as he hauls this one in. More of MLB Network's Saturday Baseball after this. Just about set to go for the last of the fourth. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I had a chance to catch up with manager Joe Girardi during the commercial break about the Phillies offense. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Ready to go in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up Rhys Hoskins.
The first baseman, Rhys Hoskins.
Pitch on the way.
And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Down 21.
Oh, right back to him on the mound. And he'll flip on to first to record the out. So 1 down, no one aboard. And in steps the catcher, JT Realmuto. Now here's the first offering.
Man, this guy's been incredibly efficient so far in this one, mostly because he's getting ahead. 70% of the batters he's faced, he's thrown a first pitch strike to.
Realmuto behind with an 0-2 count now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
You know he's probably cheating on that inside pitch after he got jammed earlier. If you're on the mound right now, you want to try to hit that outside corner, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him to roll over something.
Here comes the 1-2. One run, 4 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Phillies catcher. Full count now, 3-2. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd out.
That was a good job tying him up inside on that strikeout pitch. It wasn't even in the strike zone, but with the hitter protecting with 2 strikes, that's the kind of pitch you can get him to offer at, and he's probably not going to do much with it when he does make contact.
To the plate now, Rio Ruiz down the third baseline. And that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one. He'll get it into second. The tag, and they'll get him at second. And with that, the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia. 5th inning coming up, tied at 1. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Matt, I had a chance to discuss the Braves' offense with their manager Brian Snitker during the commercial break. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said the high pitch count they've run up is a result of a lot of great battles at the plate by his guys, and he's not wrong. So far, they've worked 5 full counts in their at-bats.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. All ready to go in the top of the 5th, and set to go as the third baseman, Austin Riley. Wheels and deals. Here's the first pitch. And there's a line drive, base hit to left field.
Hey, so far it's been easy pickings for this pitcher. He's gone through this lineup almost unscathed. But right there, leadoff single, middle part of the game. Let's see if he makes an adjustment before they do.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
He swings and sends a bullet to right field.
That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. He'll hold at second, and there are 2 aboard now.
These guys are in perfect position to break through right here and to take the lead. There is without question nothing tougher than back-to-back singles. You don't know if they're going to bunt. You don't know. They can do so. They have so many options at their disposal right now.
At the plate now, Phillip Ervin. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now.
Although he doesn't use that pitch too much, if he's able to steal some strikes early in the count, could be something they have to think about.
None out, runners at first and second. Softly hit down to third, likely no shot at 2. And he indeed takes only the out at first as the runners move to second and third with 1 away now. Digging in next, Mike Soroka. He flew out in his last AB.
Yeah, give me the same at bat. As you stride to the plate right here, give me the same execution. Just get something in the air. You got a chance to take the lead right here. Don't try and do any more.
As he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half, it's 0-1.
Hey, it's not always about filling up the strike zone all the time every inning. He's pitching well as we're moving into the middle innings, but interestingly, less than 50% of his first pitches have been for strikes.
1-1 the count. 1 run on 3 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. And there's ball 2 now. Now the 2-1 pitch. Popped him up. Real Muto has a play, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
The batter, number 1.
Great scoring opportunity missed right there. You talk about frustration. Popping it up with 2 runners in scoring position. He'd like to get that one back.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Ozzie Albies. No hits to this point. He's set. Here it comes.
Nope. Ball 1.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic. It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
A ball and a strike now to the Atlanta leadoff man. The set and the 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes now.
Definitely a big pitch coming up right here. He's going to be pumped if he can work his way out of this inning with the game still tied.
Runners at second and third with 2 gone. That one doesn't even sniff the zone, missing very high. And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2.
Now on 3-2 as a pitcher, you got to go with the pitch that you feel most comfortable throwing with.
The payoff pitch. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
As the pitching coach heads out to the mound, I think this is probably just a case of giving your guy a chance to catch his breath, pump him up a little bit, let him know that he's got it under control.
Up next, Jalen Miller. He's grounded out and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
0-1.
And he throws the fastball by him here. 0-1.
After the walk and with runners on the bags, he couldn't afford to fall behind here. Nice job of jumping ahead with strike 1.
2 out, bases loaded. Swing and a miss, and he's in the hole. 0-2 now.
He put himself in a good position jumping ahead 0-2 with the bases loaded. Now we'll see if he can finish it off.
And 2. Here it is. A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Clearly fired up to work out of that jam. More from MLB Network Saturday Baseball after this. So now into the box is Adam Frazier, 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Adam Frazier.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Oh, forget about this one. Baba Booey. And gone up into the second deck. A solo shot down the line in right. Number 14 on the season. And it's given the Phils a 2-1 lead.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
Into the box now, Zach Wheeler.
The pitcher.
As he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. Struck out in his first at-bat. Now the 1-0. Misses for the second ball.
Hate to do it, but I've got to question the pitch calling right there. With a guy like this at the plate, you got to attack him with your fastball instead of pitching him like he's a middle-of-the-order power guy.
Taken, and that one catches the bottom part of the strike zone. Looked like he got fooled on the speed there. 2-2. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2 one more time. Outside and a full count. 3-2. Starling Marte is on deck. Now the 3-2 pitch. Weak grounder down the line at third. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. He spoils another one, and will do it again. The 3-2 one more time Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Now, I know he struck out there, but for a pitcher, that's a pretty solid at bat. Anytime you can make an opposing pitcher out there work and throw quite a few more extra pitches, that's a quality AB in my book.
Here's Starling Marte. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. He's 1 for 2 in this one. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Count now a ball and a strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And that ball gets down out near the wall and should be extra bases. And this will bang up against the wall. The relay throw, but he is in there with a triple.
Great job hitting there, and maybe a better job of hustling around the bases. Gotta like that, and I'm told that's his 5th triple so far on the season.
Standing in now, Willie Adames, as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. He's working on a 1 for 2 game so far. Down and away, ball 1. And so now the Braves will get both a left-hander and a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. 1 out and a runner on third. Count is 1-2 now. A little too much bite on the breaking ball that time as it's well off the outside. Two pitches fouled away. From the belt, the pitch, and he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ball game for him.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
Here's Bryce Harper now. To right field and deep. Look at this thing go. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. A 2-run home run here for Bryce Harper. And he keeps it up. 53 now on the year. And the Phillies have opened it up now. It's 4-1.
Another excellent swing right there. That's multiple home runs in the same inning. Watch yourself. You're missing over the heart of the plate.
Now batting, left fielder.
Into the box, Austin Meadows. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Oh, that fell.
Lots of hits given up, but so far no walks. At least he's making them work to get on base. Problem is, they haven't had to work too hard.
3 runs already home here. Lays off the slider that time. 2-1.
Well, I think he just kind of lost focus on the mound right there. It's clearly not going his way, and he's thinking more about that than the task at hand. And right now he needs to think about this hitter.
And the 2-1. Sinker. 3-2 now.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. And he's got himself another one as he picks up strikeout number 9 here, and the side is retired. So 2 home runs in the inning lead to 3 runs on the scoreboard. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. It's the Phillies 4 and the Braves 1. And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now. And through 5 turns at bat, they've only mustered a total of 3 hits. Not terrible, but they're certainly not firing on all cylinders.
Well, it's getting a little bit too late in this game, but this continues like this. In today's game, with so many dominant bullpen arms, you certainly don't want to wait until the 8th or 9th to try to wake the bats up.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. As he'll take a look at ball 1.
This guy's been throwing the ball great so far, but he's going to be tested here. 4, 5, and 6 coming up this part of the lineup.
Advantage count 2-0 to the Braves center fielder.
Hey, this is a real pesky hitter right here. As a pitcher, you really like to keep this guy off the bases. This is a guy that kind of sets the tables for big innings.
3-0 now.
Got through the 5th all right, but it looks like he's a little off kilter here to start the 6th.
.30 pitch. And that won't find the zone either. So speed on base here to begin the inning. It's a 4-pitch walk.
He's really struggled with his command in this game, no doubt about it. But to make things worse, he just lost one of the fastest guys in the ballpark.
So next up will be Freddie Freeman. Now the first pitch.
0-1. Counts 1-0.
The 1-0.
Hey.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
6th inning, 4-1 is our score. Too high that time, and it's 3-1.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
Here's the 3-1. And boy, that misses as well. It's back-to-back walks to start out the inning.
Well, it's obvious he wanted absolutely no part of the 3 or 4 hole hitters, but he's got to focus here because this guy in the 5 hole is just as dangerous.
Stepping in for the Braves, Marcell Ozuna. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. First offering on its way. Strike taken up in the zone.
The Braves have been looking for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a big time for that.
Ground ball sent back up the middle. Adames picks it up to Frazier at the bag. On to first, a double play.
Oh, that's a rally killer right there. They were in great shape with 2 on and nobody out, but the double play is the last thing you want in that situation. Just a runner at third now, but there's 2 outs.
So now to the plate, Austin Riley, as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Unable to find the zone with the slider.
He's already walked 2 in this inning already. This guy just can't seem to find the strike zone.
The 1-1 is strike 2 swinging.
This is why you pay the price of admission right here. Power on power. My money's on the pitcher.
A ball and 2 strikes from Zach Wheeler. Misses, ball 2. Pulled high in the air out to left field. And no trouble for him as he makes the catch to end the inning. A couple of walks, but no damage. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Aaron Slagers enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the inning now, and that'll bring in a perennial MVP candidate for years to come, Rhys Hoskins.
Rhys Hoskins.
First pitch on its way. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Fouled away. The 1-1 home.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch, but if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Now the 2-1. Base hit into right center.
Hey, D-Row, are you aware of this after that knock right there? That's an 11-game hitting streak. You think he knows it's at 11?
I think he knows exactly that it's at 11. It starts off innocent. You just want to get a few knocks to get the hitting coach off your back. Next thing you know, you wake up, you've been sleeping easy for almost a week, 8 days. Now we're on 11. This guy's dinner tastes different.
In now, JT Realmuto as the first pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. One 1-0 pitch on the way. Nobody out, runner on first. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1 and 2. From the stretch.
Ball, that's in.
Count remains 2-2. From the belt, kicks and deals.
3-2.
Rio Ruiz is on deck. Popped him up. Here comes the right fielder. He gets there and makes the play for the first out. Rio Ruiz will stride in one more time as we flash you back to earlier. This was a big blow right here as he leaves the yard with plenty to spare. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
He'll take that first pitch strike all day long. If they're going to take 0-0, he's going to pound that zone and get ahead. Much more susceptible down 0-1 than 1-0.
Fouled off. Working for the punch out and the offering. Runner at first here, one man out. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now. From the belt, the pitch. Checked his swing there, and did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire. Ball 2. So a full count now.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Making him work out there. The 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And this is on the ground, is short. Could be 2. Over to Albies. Relay to Freddie. Double play, and that'll end the inning. Down quickly go the Phillies as they hold on to a 4-1 lead. So now here is Travis d'Arnaud. A hit and 2 tries for him so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Probably a design take right there. They need base runners, so they're going to make him try to bring the ball in the strike zone.
Hit back up the middle. He's got it. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
The batter.
Next to stand in is Phillip Ervin. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point. Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. A ball and no strikes. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. We're in the 7th now. 4-1 our score to this point. Now it's 2-0. And through 6 1/3, he's about to hit the 100 pitch mark now.
Hey, you know, Matty V, this is all you can ask for as a manager in today's game in baseball. Very rarely do we see guys get through the 7th inning. So he's through the 6th here with 1 out, and Mark DeRosa, so far so good, a pretty decent outing.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be batter to batter here for the manager if he's going to continue to ride this hot hand or if he's going to go to the bullpen.
And when your pitch count gets over 100, you've got to expect them to lose a little bit of accuracy out there. And I think if he gets in any more trouble, they might come get him. We'll see if he can finish strong.
Rafael Ortiz will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot. First pitch on the way.
Count 1-0.
That batting average hovering in the high 230s. 3 homers and 7 driven in. Here's a swing and a miss, 1-1.
That was a great hack right there. Timing was on point. Just sometimes you have bad bat barrel accuracy.
Oh, they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt as he takes a ball.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
Swing and a liner. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Long throw to third, but too late, and he's safe at third.
They haven't had much luck so far tonight, so they'll definitely take that extra base hit. It only takes one, so maybe they can string together a few and get back into this thing.
And Joe Girardi's going to get up off the dugout bench and confer at home plate, so we'll likely see a double switch here. Jose Cisnero will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7 spot in the lineup following the double switch. Tucupita Marcano will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch. And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ozzie Albies. And he'll promptly send it in the air out to center field. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. And the run will score on the sacrifice fly as they cut the lead in half, 4-2 now. Next to hit, Jalen Miller, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First offering on its way. A leap here, but it ticks off his glove. And he'll get in there safely.
No mistake what he was sitting on. Fastball, middle of the plate, kept his hands back, stayed through the baseball, and delivers a hard hit line drive.
Striding in is Ronald Acuna. In his career against this pitcher, he's just 1 for 6. First delivery to him.
With that base running threat on first base, man, does that change the pitcher's whole mentality. This guy at the plate should assume nothing but heaters coming right at him.
And that misses downstairs for a ball, 1-1. Looking to minimize the damage here. Breaking ball called just a bit low.
Has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
Favorable call in there for a strike. Runners on first and third, 2 away. And he comes back with one down and in for ball 3.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
Yanked on the ground down the line. And this will get by him at third down the line. It's a fair ball. He's safe at the plate. It's a big 2-out hit, and that ties the ball game.
Boy, there are base hits, but then there are big base hits, D-Row. This one's getting late. That is a huge 2 RBI base hit to tie things up.
Yeah, Dan, in the late innings, the pressure gets higher. It's who can control their emotions. And from an offensive standpoint, that's a nice job of taking a deep breath and coming through for the team.
At the plate, Freddie Freeman. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. A couple of walks for him thus far. The 1-0. That's inside. 2-0.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Two balls and a strike to Freeman.
The problem for the batter now is he's gotten so inside conscious after those first 2 pitches. Anything on the outer half of the plate's going to look a foot outside.
2-1. Here it is.
Somebody's getting frustrated. He's not used to getting hit around like this.
Go ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. Full count now. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. And he takes ball 4 again, and they clearly just don't want any part of him in this one.
The left fielder, number 20.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, it's time now that he has to put the rest of those bats behind him, because none of that matters if he can clutch up when it really counts.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. As the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
You know, some guys just don't like pulling the trigger in a 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the break. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
Off the outside that time as the breaking ball can't catch the zone. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
The set and the 2-1. 2 men are on with 2 men out. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. A big-time strikeout and some raw emotion as he gets out of the jam. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Tyler Matzik gets the call from the pen to take the ball for the home seventh.
Number 68.
So here's Adam Frazier. Blasted a solo homer last time up.
Yeah, Matt, that last AB was a changeup that was way up in the zone, and that ball got smoked. Listen, if you're going to throw that changeup, you have to try to keep that thing at the knees or below. He can ill afford to throw waist-high to belt-high changeups.
In there for strike one, 0-1.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Oh, good spot. On the black for strike two. Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Into the box now, Tucupita Marcano, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. And you see that average below the dreaded Mendoza line. Good hard slider there, but it runs away. It's a ball and a strike. And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. Lifted down the line in left. And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow.
The center fielder, number 6, Starling Marte.
Digging in next will be Starling Marte, as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. So far 2 for 3 in this one. Two and 0 to the Phillies center fielder. And a very low strike there. Trying to speed up the game, perhaps. It's 2-1. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. The 2-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. Phillies down in order. This game's all tied at 4. Manuel Vizcaíno has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. So here is Austin Riley. Flew out last time up.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
Now some action in the Phillies bullpen as a right-hander begins to crank it up out there. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
When you've got a guy that throws a good two-seam fastball, you have to be ready for him to try to run it inside and jam you. Good job to lay off that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it again.
The 1-1 home is a fastball that misses. All even now, 2-2. And the pitch. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning. One away for the Braves here in inning number 8. And up next, the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. First pitch of the AB on its way.
Whoa, that's a sack.
In the air, down the line in left. Meadows will drift over to his right a few steps as he takes it for the second out.
Now batting, right fielder.
Stepping in once again is Phillip Ervin. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. From the stretch. Hit in the air down the right field line. On the move is Harper. He makes the catch. What a play on the run to end the inning. Down in order go the Braves. Score remains tied at 4. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Aaron Fletcher will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here. Justin Dean is into the ball game as well as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch. Now at the plate is Willie Adames. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
Willie Adames.
First pitch of the AB now. In there, and it's 0-1. Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. Ball 1.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
Helping him out here as he swings and misses to fall behind a ball and 2 strikes. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Really good late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just darts at the last minute. They're so tough to get the bat on, and when you've got that good slider going, it's a great strikeout pitch.
Next to dig in will be Bryce Harper. And that misses, ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Now the 1-0. Outside, 2-1. We're in the 8th inning now of a 4-4 ball game. Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field.
Dan, he took that right back at his face right there. Exactly what you're trying to do. Middle cut, though. Are you a little concerned?
Yeah, that's a case of a ball being right down the middle. As a pitcher, you want to work the corners and stay out of that middle part of the zone, and he paid for it right there with a solid base hit.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run back in standing. Perhaps wisely, another look to first. Runner back safely. To the plate now, Austin Meadows.
And on the first pitch, he grounds foul.
He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Before the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. Slider bends into the middle of the strike zone, taken for a strike.
Wow, not sure what you're looking for right there, but that one was pretty much middle center cut. Tough pitch to take.
In there, a base hit. And he'll pull into second with one away.
He was able to spit on that first slider right there, guys, but he didn't let the second one go. Able to execute and drive the baseball.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Rhys Hoskins. And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order.
Well, they felt it was better to take the bat out of the hands of a guy like that. He's just too dangerous, and they decided they'll take their chances with the next guy in the lineup.
First pitch on its way. JT Realmuto stands in as he checks his swing here for strike one. Now the 0-1. Fooled him with that one as he's way out in front. Now a swing and a fly ball. And foul. The 0-2 once more. Oh, and he's hit by the pitch. And that'll be a painful run batted in.
Well, no one really likes getting plunked by a pitch, but as long as it doesn't do too much damage, most guys will take it any day. A free pass can be a big deal if the guys behind you can make it hurt for the pitcher.
Luke Jackson is called upon to pitch, really needing that double play ball. Bases are loaded here with only one man out. Jorge Padilla will get the nod from his skipper to pinch hit, and he'll do so in a big spot. Bases loaded, only one away. He's set and the pitch. And he's got an opportunity to add to this lead, but the double play is in order. Bunt attempt, but this one might have too much on it. Throw to first in time, but the safety squeeze there gets him a run.
Wow, a perfectly executed safety squeeze right there, and that's such a tough play to defend when it's done right. It can be risky, of course, but not as much as the suicide squeeze. Good call from the dugout on that one.
And now in the box, Adam Frazier. He went deep back in the fifth. And it appears they're going to give him the intentional walk here, so now they'll have a force at any base with two gone.
Now batting, third baseman.
Next to hit is Tucupita Marcano, 8th batter of the inning now with the bases loaded and two away. Hoping to limit the damage, here's the pitch. Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone.
There are a couple of points in every game that could decide winning or losing. This is one of those critical spots. Time to make some great pitches.
And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Close pitch, but just a bit outside. He wanted it, but it's 2-1.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
Bases are loaded here, 2 down. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
Swing and a liner. And that will get down as he delivers a big one here. It's a base hit. And he's going to score with ease as the throw will be too late.
Yeah, nowadays the number crunchers would call that a high leverage at bat. Not exactly sure what that means, but what I do know is they just doubled their lead, so he clutched up big time right there.
Stepping in now, Starling Marte, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball 1. He's got 2 hits in 4 at-bats. A 1-0 pitch on the way. That swung on and missed. We're even at 1-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. Fastball, and ooh, that ran in and drilled him.
No, as a leadoff man, the team looks for you to get on base any way you can. This isn't the preferred route, at least for him, but hey, they'll take it.
At the plate now, Willie Adames, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball 1. He's got 1 hit in 4 at-bats. A ball and no strikes. Here it is. Sent in the air out to straightaway central. Acuna's there for it, and he's got it for the final out of the frame. So they strike for 4 runs in the inning, but are denied a chance to really do damage as they leave the bases loaded. We've played 8 full. The Phillies lead it 8-4. Roman Quinn will stick around as he'll take over in right field. Kyle Crick comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. All set to start the 9th in this one, and that'll bring up the outfielder, Justin Dean. Here's the first pitch. Right-hander starts to loosen out in the bullpen now. He's ready. Here's the 1-0.
2-0. ball, 1 strike, the count.
Two and two.
I got the count.
It's
2 and
funny. That pitch, I can picture being in the box. That pitch looks so good to hit, and why does no one ever get to it? A good executed high fastball usually blows 9 out of 10 guys away.
Full count, 3 and 2. Now the payoff pitch home is in there. A called strike 3.
Yeah, as they say, there's a hole in his swing in that location, so a good job there of exploiting that. That can be real hard for some guys to overcome when teams start figuring out what locations you just can't handle.
So up steps Ozzie Albies as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. No hits to this point. The 1-0 home is looked at off the plate for a ball. 1 out, nobody on. Slider taken for a called strike. 2-1.
Nasty 2-0 slider right there for a strike. No shame in tipping your hat.
And he fires a fastball now for a called strike 2.
Yeah, this is one of my biggest pet peeves in the game, when guys get count leverage and take fastballs. It's a game of fastballs. You calibrate everything off the heater. Surprising take right there.
And it's another K. So back-to-back strikeout victims to start this relief outing.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
So now to the plate, Jalen Miller, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. The 1-0.
1-1.
2 out, nobody on. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Count 2-1.
Now that's popped up. Marcano is there for it. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Hey, one of the keys to having a good record in baseball is to win some games at home. So this was a big win to win at home in front of their home crowd.
8-4 tonight. The Philadelphia Phillies win for the 96th time, most in the division. Manuel Vizcaino earns the victory out of the bullpen, his 5th. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB Network. Good night, everybody.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Philadelphia Phillies. 8 runs on 12 hits. No errors. They left 7 men on base.